Hi, wow, what was that? That's some intro. Hi, and welcome to the Ruby Tuesday. My name's Ruben, and this is my review for Netflix's film, The Royal Treatment. Let me know in the comments below, were you excited for this cheese fest? When you went into this, did you sigh because you were forced into watching it, or did you go, woohoo, this is my type of cheese? Let's jump in. New York hairdresser Izzy seizes a chance to work at the wedding of a charming prince, but when sparks between them fly, will love or duty prevail? Rick Jacobson, who directed Nightfall, Ash vs. the Evil Dead, Spartacus, really dark, brutal, gritty TV series and films, directed this romance. You also might recognize Aladdin from the live action Disney movie of Aladdin, Ali Ababa. So it was nice to see him playing a role again. I should just say, first and foremost, if you're going into this film expecting a great rom-com that isn't cheesy, has really amazing story, that is unpredictable and will knock your socks off, this is not the film for you. But if you love cheese films, you go in expecting a cheese fest. I mean, it is probably the cheesiest film I've seen in years, and that's saying something when it comes to Netflix. I guess rom-coms of this nature, you kind of have a plethora. There's a platter, a 7-course meal to choose from on Netflix, specifically these type of films. That is this film in a nutshell. And I have to say, I went into this film pretty grumpy, expecting to hate it. It wasn't my expectation of the film, I was just grumpy. So I started off in a bad place. I expected me to be just dishing out the bad news for this film because, you know, sometimes you are influenced by your emotions when giving reviews. You try and disassociate yourself as much as possible, but how you feel, who you are as a person, that comes across. So I went in, and I have to say the first 10 minutes were a proper slog, and I thought, oh my gosh, the cheese, I can't actually handle this. All the characters are over the top and say things like I just don't believe they would say, and people act in a way that's just so TV. Strangely enough, half an hour into the film, I found myself smiling and enjoying the cheese fest that it is. I knew what it was. I knew exactly how it was being presented. I could tell what was going to happen when. Because you can guess every plot point, you think it's going to be one type of film where girl meets boy, boy is a prince, they fall in love, and the boy has to make a decision of whether he wants her or the royal life. And that is in there, but it does do one major thing. I would say that is a negativity towards it. It tries to put too many things into the story, so it knows what it wants to be, but it wants to be all of the rom-coms. So we have the business wanting to be something else, the girl wanting to find a job for herself. She wants to explore the world, but she has this relationship with her mother because of what has happened to her father in the past. We have the side characters that are also wanting to come into their own, and they get a bit of schooling from the royals. We have the prince and his family issues. We have the person that he's going to get married to, this Texan who also wants to do her own thing. And all of these stories kind of play into a rom-com genre that would be fine on its own as the story where it's focusing. The focal point is the relationship and the wedding, and I really liked the story of taking the hairdressers and going to this like fantasy castle land area where the royals live, and that played a part as the crux of the story, and I thought that was good. But occasionally it tends to go, oh, but we're also this, and we're also this, and we're also this. And that's fine, because actually it is kind of paying homage to all of the rom-coms. It is cheesy, like the dialogue, the lines, the delivery, everything in this is going to make you go, ugh. But if you absorb the cringe, you can become a cheese fest yourself and just grin because of the cheese, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm here for it. And surprisingly, my bad mood was gone at the end of this. I was just kind of giggling and laughing at the ridiculousness of it, the predictableness of it, and actually enjoying it for what it is. So I think if this is not your demographic or not your film, you might find that you actually enjoy it. And I think if this is something that you love, you might find that you'll love it and be one of those cheesy films that you want to put on many times. I really didn't mind this. I know it's not a great film. I know it's not a particularly an interesting film or unpredictable film, but I didn't mind it. So I'm going to give this, I don't really know how to rank this because as a film itself, I know it's not brilliant, but what it does, what it needs to do, it sets out to do. So in that genre, I'd give it like 3.5 Nicolas Cages out of 5, but as a film, I'd give it 2 and a bit out of 5. So take your pick, however you're feeling. I think that should be your score rating. I think you know what you're going to get with this. Let me know your thoughts about this film, and who was your favorite character in this? I thought the butler was excellent. I really liked his character arc. I say arc, how he could be the predictable, moody butler, but by the end you kind of he has warmed up to these characters that are larger than life. I like that. There was the storyline with the servants as well, which I thought they were like, another thing this rom-com is trying to do. So many quivers this thing was trying to do. It was interesting, kind of, yeah, it just put me in a good mood. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.